Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about a very common issue. We see it in both the snatch and in the clean, and it just comes from the misconception that we jump the bar up and then we drop under the bar. The reality is that third pull, we've got videos on it for both the clean and the snatch. The third pull is so incredibly important, and the third pull is as soon as we hit triple extension, we're pulling with our arms to pull on the weight, not to pick it up, to pull our bodies back to go receive the bar at its highest point. Probably the most misunderstood part of the clean and the snatch, and probably the way to get those numbers up the fastest is working on hitting full extension and then immediately pulling on that bar, using it to pull your body down. So what we see all the time, especially when we're doing slow-mo videos of people, is we see people come up in either the clean or the snatch. They hit this position, and then you see them just stay there as the bar goes up, and then you can see gravity start taking them down, and then they move and they get into a squat position to go receive the bar. So this is fine when it's light, and this is also, it's kind of tricky, and we're going to get into it, but this is a strategy that we want to use in metabolic conditioning. So this is why in our heads we need to separate out skills and techniques that we might use for 1 rep max heavy things, and the many different ways we might do things to make things more efficient and effective at lighter weight, higher reps, and all of these things. So even though they're both called a clean or they're both called a snatch, we need to think about the many different techniques we might use depending on the situation. So when we're talking about heavy weight, we need to hit full extension, and we need to immediately pull on it. We're snatching, we press on it, pull on it, flip it around into the front squat position for the clean, and then stand up. It's not dropping. If we're dropping under, we're not going to be able to get low enough. We're not going to be able to get under any significant amount of weight that you should be able to move around. The other thing is we got to work on that timing of full extension and then changing directions. And again, in slow-mo videos, one of the most common mistakes we see is people just hang out here and you just see them and the bar's just going, and then you see them get into it. And we're looking for that next frame, their head in the other direction because they're using the bar. So it's not dropping under, it's pulling under. So now let's go into, maybe we're in a workout and we got super light weight on the bar, and now I've got to do 100 of these things. It's not worth it for me to put max effort into driving the bar up and max effort into me timing and ripping under and getting there. If my goal is get this bar from the ground to my shoulders 100 times, I'm going to do things slower. So most of the time in a workout, the way to do it is to drive it up, not at full power, and to let yourself drop under so we're not wasting the arm pull. So we really need to distinguish these two things, because that technique is great for doing super high reps, and it's terrible for doing really heavy reps. So there's a time and place for almost everything, and in this situation, the pull under is so important when we're talking about heavy reps, and then we want to have all of the different strategies we might use depending on what the task is. Hope that helps. Remember, it's all about context. Talk to y'all soon.